We're here at about 1:30 a.m. in the morning. We're about ready to hit a milestone and place our slab on grade concrete, our first placement. You know, I spoke with you, some of you may remember several months ago when we just started our deep foundation work. We were drilling our shafts, drilling our columns down in here in the ground, and now we've got our load transfer platform table. We've got a good solid, rock solid foundation for this structure to be here for a very long time. Behind me, you see some equipment we're going to use to finish the concrete, the slab on grade concrete. We've got the saw cutting machine we're going to use to cut our control joints, our cut joints we call them, contraction joints. They've got their whirly birds we call them. That's going to be to trial the concrete to get us a good slick finish on it as we want. So the concrete finishers are getting all that prepared.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeff Carter with J. Dunn, and we are out here. It is about 3:15 a.m. and we are placing our slab on grade. First one at Southeast Toyota. It's a big day for us. We've had a lot of effort from a lot of trade partners to get to this point. I've been working over the last 8 months to get right here to what you see now, which is them placing this first slab on grade. So this machine right here is our laser screed, and it's calibrated to our finished floor elevation. They'll use this across the entire slab to ensure that we've got the correct elevation across all of our concrete pours. They use GPS coordinates to set the elevation, and once it's set and calibrated, they can use this across the entire pour. Since I know that you were wondering, we are placing just under 300 cubic yards of concrete today. They accomplish that by having 2 trucks coming into the pump. Concrete gets pumped through this line right onto the slab.
All right, coming to you live from Southeast Toyota slab on grade pour. It's our second one. So behind me you got Terracon. They're our third-party inspector that we have come out here to test our concrete for us. When we're testing for concrete, we test for 3 things. First thing is the slump, second thing is the air content, and the third thing is the temperature. This is the start of a concrete test we have going on right now. He's pouring the concrete from that hose, from that concrete truck, going into that wheelbarrow. And from then on, he'll take it over there to get it tested. First thing that Terracon tests is the slump right here. He gets the concrete from the bucket, pours it into this cone, and that's how they test the viscosity, how much water is in that concrete. Now right here, he's taking the cone off, that concrete that was just scooped up. The slump is going to be the deciding factor on how strong that concrete is ultimately going to be. If it's too high, if the slump is too high, the concrete will take longer to cure, and by the time the 7-day break comes along, you'll most likely see a lower concrete strength from a high slump. But right now, the slump looks pretty good. Then on, the concrete that was just sampled is then put inside of cylinders. So right now you got 6 of them. Six cylinders for each test. So far we've had a set of 6 right there, a set of 6 right here, and this last set of 6 right here is our 3rd test so far on this pour. From then on, the concrete is taken back to the lab where it is tested for strength. So once all the testing is complete for the concrete and the pour is done for the day, the concrete cylinders are then taken back here and placed inside one of these insulated coolers. From there, they'll be sitting there for at least a day before they are picked up by Terracon and then taken back to the lab for testing.
As you can see behind me, last night they poured out about a 250-yard slab, and right now we have 3 concrete finish machines that are on there right now. These finish machines have trowels on the bottom of them, and they spin in circles really fast, and they just go back and forth all over this slab, and by the time they're done, you will have a very nice, polished looking slab to build your building on. Today I want to talk about our FFFL testing or inspection. FFFL stands for floor flatness and floor levelness. So as you can see behind me, they have a machine that they put in the dimensions of the slab, and it tells them how many passes and how many feet they have to go across this slab to get all the information that they need to determine if the slab meets the specs as far as how flat and how level it is, so everything turns out according to spec. These are done on every slab that we do to ensure that everything is according to our plans and specs. As you can see behind me, you have the machine that does the cutting, and then you have a vacuum that's hooked to the machine, which controls all the silica dust from getting into the environment and harming workers. What the saw cuts actually do is it helps the slab not crack as it's curing. Also, in combination with our expansion joints, that's what helps overall as the slab starts to cure. Hopefully it doesn't crack. And now, once the slab has been cut, kind of the final step of the concrete process is they spray curing compound. And as you can see behind me, they'll take this large barrel with a pump onto it and spray the curing compound all over the slab. This helps the slab cure slowly and the outside not cure before the inside does. So when the sun's hitting the top, it has a tendency to cure the top before the bottom and the middle gets hardened. As you spray this on here, it allows everything to cure at the same rate.
All right, everybody, just gonna close out this inside scoop. Hopefully you learned a thing or two on what goes on behind the scenes here for a typical concrete pour. You know, Terracon, from the slump to the air content to the temperature, it's all very important when it comes to giving a quality product for the client. It's one of the most overlooked and underappreciated parts of the business, but it's one of the most important. With that said, my name is Scott Morgan. Hope to see you all on the next one. Thank you.